Welcome back. As a deadline for the migration from analog to digital broadcasting looms, the National Broadcasting Commission has stressed the imperative of operators in the nation's advertising sector to be ready to leverage on the immense opportunities digitalization projects will offer them. This advice was given today in Lagos by the Director General of the NBC, Emeka Mba, at a breakfast session with the Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN, and the Media Independent Practitioners Association, MIPAN. Mr. Mba also told the gathering that digital migration will engender the proliferation of channels, so they must do all it takes to support content development so as to create new revenue channels. Well, gas to power in Nigeria has received a major boost following the unveiling of Uquo gas process plants by President Goodluck Jonathan and developed by Seven Energy and its joint venture partner. The Chief Executive Officer of Seven Energy, Mr. Philip Iheanacho, says the 90 billion naira facility will supply gas to more than 10% of Nigeria's power generation capacity. The Uquo field was one of the 24 marginal fields awarded to indigenous companies by the Department of Petroleum Resources in 2003 to boost production and increase reserves.
Up until a few years ago, a facility of this nature would only be possible by an international oil company. But this is fast changing owing to the federal government's policy on local content. This is the Uquo gas plant located in Esikeket in Akwa Ibom State, owned by an indigenous company, Seven Energy, and its partners.
Nothing good comes easy, and that if Service Energy and Frontier Oil could do this, so many Nigerians, if they are willing, they could also do. I even do more. So we call all Nigerians to emulate you and do the great work we have done. So on behalf of the federal government, I'm pleased to formally commission this gas plant, which is being described as the biggest in the sub-Saharan Africa. So it's a pleasure for all of us here to be associated with this huge success story. So we are commissioning this gas plant for our use to the glory of God. Amen.
As well as developing the gas wells here and the gas fields, as well as processing the gas or refining the gas, which is that plant sitting behind me, we're also, what you can't see here is there's more than 200 kilometers of gas pipelines that are actually transporting the gas to the doorsteps of customers, including Ibom Power, which is about 70 kilometers away from here. That power plant for the last 6 weeks has been generating electricity continuously, 100% uptime for the first time ever.
With the liberalization of the power sector and the power reforms that allows commercially sustainable investment in gas infrastructure, Seven Energy says Uquo gas plant will help harness gas for industrialization and power generation.
The country as a whole will not develop unless we are able to harness the gas resources we have here. The gas sector needs a strong power sector because the power sector will be a large customer of the gas sector, and that's what this is about.
We are very pleased, and this is Nigerian content at work for Nigeria.
200 million scoff of gas daily production from this facility behind me. Let me just help you make a sense of that. For any power station that can produce up to 1,000 megawatts of electricity, that power station can have its supply of gas from this facility. Indigenously owned, indigenously produced, and reaching for the goal of the federal government when it says it is going to help the nation achieve more in terms of electricity before the end of this year. From Esikeket, Akwa Ibom State, this is Solu Phillips, Channels Television News.
First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. To give Nigerians the opportunity to pay the naira equivalent of foreign currency disbursements to money transfer operators, the Central Bank of Nigeria has launched an outbound remittance service. Now, the service, the first of its kind in Nigeria, is in collaboration with First Bank of Nigeria and Western Union and would serve the need of small foreign exchange end users. During the launch in Abuja, First Bank Chief Operating Officer and Group Executive Technical Services, Mr. Akin Fanimokun, further explained that the service would support business growth, social development and financial inclusion.
First Bank and Western Union started.
Officials of First Bank Nigeria PLC, the central bank, and representatives of Western Union at the launch of the First Bank's outbound service. 14 years after the bank took the lead in providing Western Union services in the country, it is again at the forefront of ensuring quick transactions from Nigeria to other parts of the world.
The launch of Western Union outbound service represents a significant milestone. This is because for the first time, Nigerians are able to send funds around to other countries within minutes via Western Union. First Bank and Western Union have enjoyed a robust relationship that is fast approaching 2 decades. Despite the impulses of the money transfer market, Western Union remains First Bank's major money transfer partner in Nigeria.
While Nigerians have been advised to make judicious use of the service through the bank's 750 branches nationwide, the governor of the central bank sees outbound service as one which will create an enabling environment for innovative and superior financial products.
Outbound money transfer service is being launched to provide an alternative channel of foreign exchange transfer to serve the needs of small foreign exchange end users and simultaneously reduce the amount of foreign exchange sourced from official foreign exchange window in Nigeria, and to a large extent also help to conserve our foreign exchange.
A key partner in ensuring the success of the new platform is the Western Union company. They promise better deals for Nigeria, who intend sending money outside the shores of the country.
When it comes to the enablement of outbound for Nigeria through Western Union service, we believe that it is enabling even further financial inclusion. We're enabling customers to come to the point of sale, deposit cash, deposit Naira, and be able to send a transaction anywhere in the world. What an enablement, what a milestone, and what an accomplishment.
With over 10 million customers in the country and an asset worth 3.173 trillion naira, First Bank of Nigeria PLC assures to always taking the lead in banking services in the country.
The members of the Bankers Committee have committed to assist in funding the power sector and also help boost food security in the nation. Their decision comes ahead of plans to launch a micro, small and medium enterprise fund of 220 billion naira next week. Our correspondent, Tempo Ashajo, reports.
It was the 317th Bankers Committee meeting, and the executives had it behind closed doors. After their session comes the briefing with journalists, and it opened with a statement on the economy.
What is important to note here is that even though inflation went up slightly, but in line with the vision of the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, the last Monetary Policy Committee did not tighten because it was thought that tightening would not be in tandem with the Governor and the Central Bank's vision of gradually bringing down interest rates.
Significantly, the committee stressed the need to assist in the servicing of the power sector debts and the possibility of lending to the agriculture sector through incentives.
There is enough incentive for the gas company to produce gas, and that is necessary because when you look at the 26 generating stations we have in Nigeria, 23 are gas dependent, and it is important for gas to go in there for them to begin to increase their production. Legacy PHCN had accumulated the debt of about 25 billion, and the gas companies have always been agitating that this debt should be paid. Otherwise, they will not produce to begin to accumulate new debts. And the Bankers Committee is willing to support an initiative government where an SPV will be set up that will provide loans to clear that debt.
As of today, we have about 18 million plants that have installed capacity of 1.1 million metric tons. So if you can bring this to optimum production level, we will have saved significant portion of the foreign exchange that we currently spend.
I'd like to know what...
Also discussed is the Victim Support Fund and the need for awareness on the bank customers' biometric registration.
The committee also spoke a lot about the Victim Support Fund, where, as a group, we've basically given teeth to the desire to contribute as much as 15 billion naira to the Victim Support Fund, which is considered extremely critical in the system.
The bankers concluded their meeting with an agreement that the aim of the incentives is to help create more jobs and conserve the foreign exchange. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Well, key indicators at the Nigerian equities market finished in negative territory as investors took profit of some key stocks. Temple Ashaju also has a summary of today's trade.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigerian equities market on Friday closed southward again, slipping to its lowest point in a week by 0.89% on continued profits taken from the financial services and industrial stocks. The all-share index closed at 41,380.05, while the market capitalization finished at 13.66 trillion naira. With 23 gainers against 24 losers, the fair market breadth saw total led the gainers as the equity added 1 naira to its share price and is followed by Cement Company of Northern Nigeria and Ashaka. On the flip side, Dangote Cement, MRS and Cornwell were the top prize losers for the day, with losses under 6 naira. The three most actively traded equities for the day were Continental Reinsurance, Transcorp and Unity Bank. At the end of the session, investors had in 4,380 deals exchanged over 481.65 million units of shares with 2 billion naira. Now that's it on the Stock Market Report. I am Temple Ashaju.
And that's it on Business News. The news at 10 continues in just a moment.
First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, the wait is finally over as new English Premier League season kicks off tomorrow. That's on Sports News. Please join us again.